Good evening. It hasn't even been a fortnight since the government approved foreign direct investment in multi-brand retail in the country, and the main opposition Bharatiya Janata Party has jolted not just Indian industry but potential investors as well. A top party spokesperson delivered a veiled threat yesterday, saying that the BJP would staunchly oppose the decision and warned that if the party comes to power, consequences would follow, implying that the decision might be reversed. The BJP stand is that this particular decision will harm small farmers, retailers and traders that operate in the unorganized sector. Immediate reactions from the government as well as industry were that of shock and disbelief, with Commerce Minister Anjon Sharma reacting sharply to the BJP line. The minister went on record saying that no government could arbitrarily reverse such decisions without legal consequences, also adding that India had signed bilateral investment protection pacts with several countries which will get invoked in such a scenario. The Commerce Minister added for good measure that the principal opposition party was trying to create mass confusion and scare away potential investors. The government decision had left it up to the states to implement the decision. The BJP has maintained so far that it will not allow the decision to be implemented by states ruled by the party and its allies, although it did face a delicate situation with its ally in Punjab, the Shiromani Akali Dal. Prakash Singh Badal had later amended his statement saying that FDI in retail was welcome, but the way in which reforms were being brought is questionable, adding that stockholders, especially farmers, should be consulted as well. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight on The Big Picture, we look at the possible consequences of the statement made by the BJP spokesperson, and we'll ask our panelists whether such stands taken by political parties will lead to the erosion of India's credibility on the promise of economic reform. Joining me on the show tonight will be Prakash, Javadekar, spokesperson of the BJP, Rahman Khan, former Deputy Speaker of the Rajya Sabha and senior Congress leader. Joining me in the studio will be Vinod Sharma, political editor of the Hindustan Times, as well as Economist Anjon Roy. And welcome to the show, gentlemen. I'd like to start with Mr. Javadekar, if I could. Mr. Javadekar, I would request you to elaborate on the statement made by your party spokesperson yesterday. What kind of consequence would follow if the BJP came to power, sir? Are we talking about scrapping or reversing the decision in FDI multi-brand retail, or something else that you might want to enlighten us with?
First, let me put some facts in context, in proper perspective. See, BJP is not anathemic to or anti-FDI. We are not like communists who do not want FDI in any field. But BJP thinks that every change is not reform and every FDI is not reform. So we will have selectively assessing sector by sector where it is needed, where it is not needed. And as per our, we welcome FDI in infrastructure, we welcome FDI in high-end technology sector, we welcome FDI in strategic sector, and this international investing community also knows BJP stand. The issue is, but the FDI in multi-brand retail is not good. It was only BJP which allowed FDI in single brand retail. Right. Because single brand retail doesn't compete with our local product. So, multi-brand retail is an entirely different format where they source globally, they sell in India, and our boys and girls become sales boys and girls, and the manufacturing sector also suffers because they source globally at cheaper rate. Right. And then they create large-scale unemployment in self-employment sector of retail. So we have specific objections, and so we don't think that at this stage of economy we should allow FDI retail in multi-brand.
Point taken, sir. I'd like Mr. Rahman Khan to respond to that. Mr. Rahman Khan, welcome to the show. First of all, my question to you, sir, is does it worry you, Mr. Khan, that the kind of stand that the BJP is taking on the issue of FDI and multi-brand retail, will it not just, in fact, spook investors and drive them away, but also tarnish India's credibility as a serious reform player?
You see, BJP is showing this FDI in retail as a political issue. Mr. Javadekar has said that they are not against FDI. But FDI in retail, they are only creating a a sort of an atmosphere that the FDI in retail will going to affect the retailers in the country. They are trying, and it is going to affect the farmers without understanding. They understand. I don't say that they don't understand. They understand it, but they want to halt this progress of bringing retail FDI so that they can take up that credit. So this type of stopping a progressive step by the UPA and creating a scare among the retailers, scare among the farmers, because I'm saying that they will be jobless, and thousands, and sometimes they estimate 5 crores. I don't know from where they got this estimate, and then it will be beneficial to farmers. I mean, one has to study the FDI in retail is beneficial to farmers, beneficial for creating infrastructure. He said that we want infrastructure. Right. We need infrastructure in agriculture, and that can be done, that can be come only through the retail FDI.
Right, Rahman,
so I would whatever they have said that they are going to stop is I don't think it is a responsible opposition can make such a statement.
Right, sir. We'd like Mr. Javadekar to respond to that. But before I go there, I want to get Mr. Vinod Sharma into the discussion before I go to Mr. Javadekar again. Sir, we all know that BJP's core base consists of small traders, small retailers and such like. Do you think that this short-term bluster, if I could call it, is particularly to appease that particular lobby, first of all? While the truth is that in principle, the BJP doesn't really ideologically oppose FDI at all in retail. What would your thoughts on that, first of all?
See, first of all, I would not like to use any adjectives insofar as BJP's line on this is concerned. For the simple reason that I personally, as a journalist and as a citizen of this country, would like a serious debate on the issue that whether or not FDI and multi-brand retail is good for the country or bad for the country. And today, Mr. Arun Jaitley has given about 8 to 10 points, delineating the party's objections, stating that you see the market would be glutted by foreign products, that the jobs will not be generated, but existing jobs will be replaced by the multi-brand retail big stores which are going to come into India, and that a whole lot of other issues is raised. Now, Mr. Javadekar very significantly said today, just now in your program, that they do not think that FDI and multi-brand retail is good at this juncture. Now, there is a nuanced shift in what he has said and what we have heard before from his party colleagues. I would like him to explain this shift, this nuanced shift at the current juncture.
Right.
And secondly, I do not think it is proper, and it's my very personal view, and most respectfully, I have great regard for Prakash. He's a friend of mine. He makes his point tellingly and with a lot of amenable way that he has of doing it. You see, for any political party which has a pretension to power, to make a statement, this statement has not been made by Ravi. It has been made first by Mr. Yashwant Sinha, which is more serious.
And repeated by Mr. Gadkari.
Yeah, and repeated by Mr. Gadkari. And Mr. Yashwant Sinha is a former Foreign Affairs, External Affairs Minister, External Affairs and Finance Minister. Both External Affairs and Finance Minister. So coming from him, it is rather surprising. It shows India as a badly, abysmally divided polity. It shows India as an entity with which perhaps you cannot do business with any degree of confidence.
Point taken.
And this point, I think that it's a point of great worry for anybody, any Indian. These two political parties should engage in a serious debate on the floor of the House on whether FDI and multi-brand retail is good or bad. Whether they want a special session, I don't think they'll get a special session, but they must wait until the winter session to make their point.
I must get the Economist on the panel before we go back to Mr. Javadekar. Anjon Roy has joined us. Sir, does the stand taken by the BJP, or for that matter, the kind of words used in that statement and repeated, that statement Mr. Prasad yesterday said consequences will follow very clearly if he came to power. has it hit where the BJP wanted it to hit? We saw yesterday that most retailers from the Future Group, from Bharti Walmart did not come. Even just today I saw, I think the CEO of Bharti Walmart coming out and basically willing to speak on the issue that we saw that they started countering the arguments that BJP had said. Do you think it has hit where the BJP wanted it to hit?
See, BJP's statement is just a political statement. Just because government has allowed entry of multi-brand retail for FDI in multi-brand retail, let us not assume that the world is waiting with pots of money to come in immediately. It's not so. There is any amount of investment opportunity throughout the world, and they will choose. And now, the fact of the matter is that if a responsible party talks like this, naturally it will be unnerving for the potential investors, because nobody will be willing to come and burn their money here into large-scale investment.
Right, it's a very interesting point, sir, that you raise. I want to put that point across to Mr. Javadekar, sir. Sir, there have been some very unkind comments following the statement yesterday. And I am quoting directly from some major dailies and publications, sir, and news agencies as well. Political stunt, some call it. Nothing short of political blackmail, says another one. Irresponsible opposition, says yet another one. My question to you, sir, Mr. Javadekar, is that even if we agree if FDI in retail may not be the overwhelming economic boon that the government is claiming it to be. In fact, we can also make the argument that it might not be that great for the country. Even if we agree on that, sir, does it give the BJP the right to try and frighten investors with covert threats? Or what will happen to their investments if the BJP comes to power? Some would say that borders on ridiculous political behavior.
Our stand does not change or decided by the newspapers. We are sensitive to see every section, reaction from every section. But let me tell you, our final criteria is the national interest in mind. Nation first party. And in that, we have not opposed the foreign investment in airlines by airlines. We have not opposed it. We have not opposed the foreign investment allowed in power exchanges. So there are many other initiatives which actually Congress should thank us, that it is not that every FDI we are opposing, but the good FDI we will support, the bad FDI we will oppose. And good or bad decides on the national interest. And national interest, as we see them because of global experience, because of the current state of economy. So whether, and let my friend Vinod Sharma ji should not read much into my nuances in current stage. Current stage is not 1 year, it is over a decade we speak. We don't speak of centuries.
So but sir, are you saying,
Prakash bhai,
are you saying, sir,
I want to make a point here.
Are you saying, sir, that I think Mr. Vinod Sharma wants to make the same point?
Prakash bhai, I want to make a point. You see, remember when this Indo-US nuclear deal was there, and the original reaction of the BJP was that we are going to scrap this deal when we come to power. And later on, you revised that position to say that you will revisit the deal. Now, there are two different things. Scrapping the deal and revisiting the deal are two different things. So, I think that there has to be a degree of consistency in what the BJP says today and when it, or what he says when it gets closer to power.
Would you respond to that, sir, please? Are you going to have a relook at that policy if you are in power?
I will respond. 1 minute, that is what I am telling. Is he referring to Enron?
No, not Enron. Indo-US nuclear deal. You said we will scrap it. That was your first reaction. And consequently, you said that we will revisit the deal.
No, I will see. I will tell. Yes, we have said it because now you have seen that Nuclear Liability Act was passed after a consensus was arrived at. But now that law has been actually negated through the rules, and it has now fulfilled the wishes of the foreign suppliers because they don't want to take more liability. So actually you have negated the law. So this is all This is not in the national interest.
But Mr.
So
Javadekar,
definitely we will oppose
Mr. Javadekar,
it.
one line answer please. I have to go to
changes.
Mr. Rahman Khan. One line answer from you, Mr. Javadekar. Are you willing to have a relook at this proposal if you're in power, or are you going to scrap it altogether? One line answer, sir, please.
We have said we will revisit, and
Right.
we will revisit this also.
Right, point taken, sir. I'll go to Mr. Rahman Khan right now, and there is a charge, Mr. Khan, that the BJP keeps accusing the Congress and the UPA of. Now, the BJP says, and so do its allies like the Shiromani Akali Dal, that they are willing to cooperate on crucial pro-reform policies if the government is willing to play ball with them. What that means is, Mr. Nitin Gadkari had said that if the government is sincerely asking for its cooperation, they are ready to come and meet them midway. The accusation, sir, is against the government that the Congress party and the UPA never really tried to take the BJP into confidence and has provided stepmotherly treatment to the states ruled by the BJP. How do you respond to that charge?
No, that charge is baseless, that we are treating the BJP ruled state in stepmother treatment. As far as FDI in retail is concerned, we wanted a discussion. We wanted to debate, as Mr. Vinod Sharma has rightly said, this has to be debated. They can bring out their point. And Mr. Javadekar, my friend, he has just said that we are interested in national interest. We are also interested in national interest. Whatever step we are taking is in the national interest. So which is national interest? Let there be debate. Whether you are talking in the national interest or we are in talking, just because you are saying that it is not in national interest, that doesn't mean that it is not in national interest. It is to be debated. It's in the parliament. Rightly so. We are willing to debate the parliament. Now that session is going to take place in the winter session, let us debate it, and then if you have real issues, we can discuss it. You have been stalling the parliament, you are not debating, and then going to the people that we are not supporting FDI because it affect the farmers, it affect the retailers, and they estimate astronomical figure. You say it is not going to affect the retailers, it is not going to affect the farmers, it is going to benefit the consumer. You are forgetting the consumer.
Right, Mr. Khan, you raised a very good point. We'll talk about consumers and how it will affect the urban middle class, but that's after the break. We'll come back to my guests in the studio after the break. Keep watching The Big Picture. Welcome back to The Big Picture. Mr. Vinod Kumar Sharma is still with us. Sir, my question to you is this. All overseas investments will get approved by the Foreign Investment Promotion Board, or FIPB, which is an independent body irrespective of whatever government is in place. And if investments have been approved, it is going to be very tough for any government, be it the BJP, NDA or the UPA, Congress or anyone, even the communists as well, to reverse those policies without earning or incurring the wrath of, say, other political parties, and also not to mention the ill will created in global investors. So we keep coming back to the one likely explanation: political posturing, consolidating traditional voter base, Karnataka, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh. Thoughts?
Yeah, of course. I mean, there is a political dimension to what any political party says, and BJP is within its rights to mollycoddle a constituency which it feels is in its support. But I think that there are limits to political expediency. If we are talking about national interest and at the same time serving our own political interest, it doesn't stand to reason, and it's not honest, being honest to people. I remember many years ago when there was this Dunkel draft in a run-up to the WTO. Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav, then a very prominent voice in the opposition, would go around saying that agar Dunkel aa gaya to tarboos kaatoge to usme se gaay ka gobar niklega. Now, my point is that if there is an issue of national importance on which there are divergent views, there is no political consensus, the need is for a serious debate.
Right.
Rather than a debate that disempowers people, that misguides people, that doesn't convey the right information to people.
Absolutely. And
what is the forum for the debate? Parliament is the forum for that debate. And whatever the BJP is trying to convey to the people by way of its economic resolution and its political resolution and its jamboree, currently underway at Surajkund, could better be articulated on the floor of the House.
Absolutely.
So I think that the push and the nudge to at this stage should be towards making the two sides debate the issue.
Right. Point taken.
And Mr. Arun Jaitley has today listed the party's objections to FDI in multi-brand retail.
Point taken.
And if those objections are valid, and if the government doesn't have cogent responses to those objections,
then perhaps
the people can make up their mind.
Absolutely. I want to get Mr. Roy in right now. Even if the BJP does come to power, sir, and it's a long way off, general elections are 2 years away at least, even if that happens, and if they implement what they have warned of, that there will be consequences and they might even scrap it or whatever it is, because of the fact that investments will be FIPB approved, going forward, the government of the day might be, like Mr. Javadekar said, might have a relook, but it won't really affect the past investments, would it?
If they bring a policy which scraps altogether, then obviously that will include past investments also. But the fact is, investments are done within framework of investment regime. You cannot change your investment regime at will. If you have committed on certain guarantees, which we have, bilateral investment protection agreements.
Like Mr. Anand Sharma mentioned.
Right. We cannot just turn around and say that we don't go by it. Then if you are turning around, if you are scrapping it, you have to pay damages, penalties for this.
Right.
So this is not so easy. You can say everything. International treaties are treaties. You have to honor them. And government is a continuum. One government agrees and another government comes and terminates. It doesn't happen.
Right.
And what will happen if the same thing is done to our industries? Because today, India is not just recipient of industry investment. India is a very major investor in whole lot of countries. Imagine today if Tata's investments in Chorus or JLR, Jaguar, is just confiscated or reversed like this. Right. How would we?
So you're saying we could be at the receiving end as well. It's a very good point, sir, we want to make. Mr. Javadekar, I want to get to you, sir. You were trying to make a point, but listen to my question first, sir, please. Political analysts point out two very interesting things, sir. Number one, a large section of the urban middle class, sir, is going to benefit from the retail policy, which offers the middle class more choice, perhaps even lesser prices. Number two, even if the BJP comes to power in 2014, in that hypothetical scenario, it most probably will be a coalition government. Now, and the thought process of these analysts is that the BJP will have to fall into line with the broader consensus. It seems, Mr. Javadekar, that the BJP's latest stand is almost unclear and not well thought out. And will you not be losing the support of the other important voter base, the urban middle class? How do you respond to that?
At least you will give me that time what you have taken to ask the question.
Right, sir. Absolutely.
My reply is as under.
Absolutely.
First, the finance minister in Lok Sabha and commerce minister in Rajya Sabha had specifically stated and promised when they took back that FDI, they put FDI in multi-brand retail on hold after the Mamta's protest last time, 8 months ago. They promised, and it's on record, that we will take all the stakeholders into confidence and try to arrive at a consensus. So we asked specifically who are the political parties and the state governments are stakeholders or not. To that end, both the ministers have said yes, political parties and states we will consult. And they have not consulted. So it's a story of promises broken. The issue is, if you want to take really a big decision, there must be different opinions. There are different opinions within the Congress itself also. But then you have to reach out, you have to talk out, and you have to discuss, and you have to at least keep your promise, what you have given in Parliament. When you are not keeping the promise given in Parliament, which is perfect case of breach of privilege, which Rahman Khanji as a deputy speaker, deputy chairman has always know about it. So that is the position. They broke the promise. They could have discussed it.
Right, sir.
Then there would have been a case also that some agreement makes. But this has not happened. But we are not sitting on prestige. What we are sitting on issues. It doesn't benefit farmers. It doesn't benefit consumers. It doesn't benefit, and it creates large displacement of employment in the self-employed
Mr. Javadekar,
sector.
I would like
And
Mr.
that is why
Rahman
we are
Khan.
opposing on principles.
I would like Mr. Rahman Khan to respond to that very briefly, sir. We are almost nearing the end of the show. Mr. Khan, can you respond to what Mr. Javadekar has said? Is the Congress and the UPA willing to meet the BJP midway?
Mr. Javadekar, a good friend of mine, he said that we wanted to discuss in the parliament. The parliament, the entire session was washed away. Now, as I say, it doesn't. As far as we had deferred the issue, not we had stopped the issue. Then we have wanted a debate. Then, as far as Mr. Javadekar said, it doesn't.
It was not in parliament, it was off the parliament.
Mr. Javadekar, you had your time. Let him respond, sir,
Farmer, it does benefit. How? Because Mr. Javadekar is saying it is not benefit without debate. And without debate, it is not, it is Javadekar and his party's opinion. But that opinion can be crystallized only by debate.
Right.
Our view is it benefit the farmer, it benefit the consumer, it benefit the retailer.
Right, absolutely,
so,
sir.
That should be sorted out on the floor of the House.
Absolutely, point taken, sir. One last word I want to give to Mr. Sharma. We have 30 seconds or less, sir. Despite political differences right throughout 91 till 2012, different governments have been in the center. There's been the UF, there's been Congress, everyone. Despite political differences, the broader issue of pro-reform consensus has never been broken. Do you think the BJP is in the danger of playing the first spoiler in the India story?
You see, BJP has to take care of the middle class constituency. It was slightly out of connect with that very same constituency on the issue of Indo-US nuclear deal. The same seems to be repeating now. I personally feel that some of the points that they have raised could be addressed, like 50% investment in back-end operations to create infrastructure at the rural end, at the farm end, A. And B, could be that 30% of procurement for sale should be from our manufacturing sector. These two issues can perhaps broadly address the concerns of the BJP.
Right.
And I think that there should be a debate and there should be a meeting of minds on these two points.
Right. Sir, we have to end that on that note. I'm so sorry, sir. We're running out of time. I think the key takeaway from this debate tonight was that the larger debate, the bigger debate should happen inside the parliament and not outside the parliamentary arena. I think that's the right place where the two main political parties, the BJP and the Congress, should come together and perhaps evolve a consensus on a very important policy, the multi-brand retail policy. That's all the time we have on The Big Picture tonight. Athar Khan saying goodbye, good night, and thanks for watching.